Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Now this one's very exciting. So, I'm in a different location because I needed a desktop surface for this video because the carpet wasn't going to cut it for this one. You may be seeing the title, and yes, it's correct. I got some MacBooks. They're not totally framed, but you can see there's two of them. They are both of the original MacBook line. They are the second variation. They are the MacBook 2,1 variants. And I got these for $35 for two of them. Not $35 each. $35 for two of them. So it comes out to what? I don't know, $17.50 per one, I think. So that's very cool. You can see it's missing the battery here. It's also missing the hard drive, I think. And the screens are intact, and it said there's only missing one key per computer. So let's get into it. You know what I need? My handy dandy opening pencil. This is not going to work, is it? That was a lot of bubble pops. So the seller said that these were used in a school environment. And first impressions are not too bad, actually. There's one of our nice MacBooks. And here's the other one. So, here they are, both of our MacBooks. Now I have yet to open them, as you can tell. The seller said they were from 2007. They're the A1181 revisions. Now, if this stays true, that means we'll only be able to update to Lion officially. So I guess we'll look at this one first. First impressions. This is great. The keys are all here. It's here. The screen's not cracked. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's great. I did notice it was stuck down a little bit before it opened up. But that's cool, so it doesn't accidentally open. So it says no hard disk drive missing key. Exactly. It's missing the hard drive and there's no key, I think. So the hard drive is behind this little caddy thing right here. And it's like an L bracket because it goes on this side and then it goes around this side. Now this side it covers the RAM, and this side it covers the hard drive. Intuitive design. Here's the second one. Let's see, is the second one in better condition? It's flawless. These are both amazing MacBooks. This one does have a crack down here near the touchpad. I guess we'll compare and contrast. So the seller said there was one missing key. Per MacBook, which is, oh my god. So the seller said there was one missing key per Mac. Does this stay true? One missing key. One missing key. Cool thing about this is that I can just swap a key over from this Mac to this one. So excited about this. So we'll have a full keyboard. We'll have a full MacBook for under $100. So, this is very cool. I'm ecstatic. They had the RAM, 1 gig each, because that came standard on these computers, and they were in a school environment, so they're obviously not up to, maximum spec. So, let's check out the I/O, shall we? So, of course, we've got your super drive here for putting in CDs, DVDs, rewritables of all that sort. So that's cool. Around the back, you just got some air ventilation. And your hinge here, of course. Some more air vents. This is where the magic happens here. This is the I/O side. So it's got the original, not MagSafe 2, it's got MagSafe original here. So that's really cool. So you can like plug it in, and then like if you trip the wire, it'll just rip out. It won't even hurt your computer. That was the appeal of MagSafe. It's got a full-size Ethernet port, none of that weird like half of it covering, you have to like do all that jazz. None of that. You got a mini DVI here. You've got FireWire 400, 2 USB 2.0 ports, headphone in and microphone in, and a Kensington lock. This thing may be chunky, but look at the ports on this thing. That's something that newer MacBooks certainly cannot say. So you may be wondering, what's the practicality of ordering two of these nowadays? Well, I'll tell you the practicality. So not only do these things sell for around $100 on eBay right now, fully functioning and all that, they're actually still pretty capable. So I figured if I got 2 of them for $35, and the seller said that they turned on, but they went to a blinking question mark folder icon, so that means they're just missing hard drives, and he said that they were missing hard drives. This all adds up. So if we get an SSD going in one of these and upgrade the RAM to 2 gigs, which, this is the funny part, I accidentally bought 2 gigs of PC200 RAM for $2 the other day because I had a gift card that had $2 on it. And guess what? Turns out it's the correct RAM for this, I think. So yeah, having 2 of these is really nice. So if I were to just resell one of these, I would, not only would I make back the money of buying them, I would make profit. And then you notice I said sell one of them away. And that's right, because I'm gonna fix up one of these ones and it'll be my dad's MacBook, because he likes Macs. So OS X Lion came out in 2011, and that's the latest one that these computers officially support. That's nice. So the click still clicks. I've noticed that some of these MacBooks, when you click them down, they're kind of mushy. This one hasn't lost the click yet. Ooh. This one definitely lost some clickage. So yeah, I think this one is the clear victor in quality here, because I'll show you here. On the top of it, it's got a bunch of scuffs everywhere, and it's got these weird like dog marks on the sides. So I would probably resell this one because I want to keep the better one. So what I'm planning to do is put a 128 gigabyte SSD in this thing and upgrade the RAM. You might be wondering, well, if you're not a Mac user, then how do you have the charger? I don't have a MagSafe charger, so I'm ordering a battery, a charger, and an SSD. Those 3 things. So nothing came yet. This took 2 days to ship, and everything else is supposed to come this Friday. But I do have the RAM already, so I guess we can get started on this magical journey of upgrading this MacBook from 2007. So I guess the first thing we can do is put the O key back on the keyboard, because it is missing the O key, and the other MacBook just so happens to have the O key right there. Yeah. Just gotta get a big screwdriver and yeah, that's definitely not how you do it. So basically, I'm just gonna use my fingernail and pry up the key, because that's how you do it. Let me get you in on the action. Yeah, so here's the O key here. You can see it presses in and everything. Just get your finger underneath there. You're supposed to just take it out like this, but I don't want to. Easy. Close up the MacBook, move it aside, zoom out the camera, bring our good MacBook over. Look at this thing. Look at this dude. Fortunately for us, it still has the plastic thing that the key hooks onto, as well as the rubber dome switch thingy thing. That's good for us, because without that, the key would not secure into place. Put it on like that. The O key is having a, what I call a bruh moment here, because I think I'm just putting it on wrong. Let me investigate here. Alright, so I've been lied to. So, after a brief second of, looking at the keyboard and everything, it turns out one of these is not a mid-2000 Mac. And I don't know which one it is, because you can tell here the keys are incompatible. These keys have things on them, just arrows here. This keyboard has the Apple logo there, just Command here. But the most important is the key mechanism. See that? Incompatible. That's it. That's all we have to do. Just rotate it. Alright, so it's been quite a while, and I just cannot get this stupid mechanism to work with the O key. So, what am I gonna do about this? Well, it's actually quite simple. I'm gonna see if this stupid little key will work on this little thing right here. Okay, I came back because, yeah, this thing has a rotated mechanism from this one. So there's 2 on this side, 1 on this side. On this one, it's 2 on this side, 1 on that side. Just like how this one is a 90-degree rotation of that one. So what I'm thinking of doing now is right here where this mechanism is, since the O key does not like particularly like it even when it is in the correct orientation, which is this way. It just doesn't like it. It doesn't want it. So I got the mechanism back on, and I'm just gonna be done messing with the keyboard, because that's a large majority of what I've been doing for today now. So I guess it is time to check the specs of these things. So clearly one of these is newer than the other. I don't know, my guess is this one because it has, well, if I can get this open, my guess is this one because it has all the new keys up top. Or it could be this one because it has the lack of those symbols up top. So yeah, as I said before, getting into it, pretty simple, not all that hard. I've got this, oh, this is not gonna work. You're back on the tripod now. I'm in a chair. We've got this screwdriver kit that I've used in a couple of videos, I think. So anyway, it's got this real small flathead that should work on these. I think they're Phillips head, actually. Phillips head screws. Not that usual for Apple. They like to do their proprietary stuff. So you just gotta do these 3 screws right here. I'm not gonna take the whole laptop apart on camera. I kinda wanna do that off camera so I don't have to narrate all of it. Because I've never opened up a MacBook before, so it'd be very nice to do that by myself. Alright, so I think these are nice screws, so they actually stay in place after you take them out. You don't have to like worry about losing them and all that. And there it goes. Yeah, it is missing the hard drive, not to worry. It's a very nice RAM ejection system, I gotta say. Props to Apple for that. So, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not even gonna look at them. I think they're 512 megs each. And we've got, yep, they're both 512 meg modules. So, yep, not upgraded from the factory. They're PC2 5300S. So I thankfully have 2 PC2 6400S, so it's faster, but the bus doesn't support speeds that fast, so it's going to have to be dumbed down to 5300 level. I'm going to leave this open now. So, opening this one up, we can tell if this one's been upgraded, which probably hasn't. But it can't hurt to check, so. The maximum that it came with from the factory was 2 gigs, and at that point you'd be getting to MacBook Pro territory, so if people were to upgrade this to 2 gigs, they probably just would have skipped the whole MacBook and went to the MacBook Pro. So that would have made more sense back in the day. So let's take this out. Ooh, it's a green module. Okay. Green. Ooh, that did not come out all the way. Got 2 green modules. Whoa. Oh, that's not looking too good. So, I don't know if you can see that, but there is like white stuff all over it. Alright, this could be water damage. I don't know. They are both 512 meg sticks though. PC2 5300S. So we've got a total of 2 gigs now of PC200 RAM. And 4 sticks. What is this white stuff? I don't know what that was, but we got all our sticks out now. Well, the seller said that they turned on when they were plugged into power. So it better do that when it's plugged into power. I'm not going to put these back in. I'm just going to keep them for later when I need PC200 RAM. And I'll be back with our upgraded RAM. And I'm back with some RAM, oh yeah. So, got these for 99 cents each. They're 1 gig modules at 667 megahertz each. 1 gig PC200 RAM. And just to give you context on what we are upgrading from, it's actually the same company as the RAM that was already in here. Bottom one is the one it was before, 512, top one, 1 gig. Easy stuff. So going from 1 gig to 2 gig shouldn't be that hard. So let's move this MacBook out of the way. My camera keeps on getting hit by the stupid. Alright, so I don't really remember what position the RAM went in, but if I had to guess, it's this way. Go in. Oh yeah, it's not that way. It's this way. Go in. That's not that way. It's this way. Yeah, there we go. And then if we do this, it'll launch out. Yeah, okay, so goes in like that for this side. It's pretty easy. And then for this side, you just gotta. Okay, just like that, we upgraded it to 2 gigs of RAM. So I'm actually not gonna put this back on because I'm planning on getting in here but to find out what model keyboard this is, because clearly this one has a different keyboard than the other MacBook that's off camera. But we need the O key for this MacBook because it's different. Yeah, so that's that, I guess. Here's the MacBook in all of its glory, missing the O key, a battery, charger, and a hard drive. So I'm just gonna come back in 3, 2, 1. And we're here. So we're in the exact same spot, except it's 9 o'clock at night that same day. So basically, what I ended up doing was I ended up trying to make the top of the one we were going to use nice, and kind of just looks like I failed to buff it out. So it did have writing on it, and I got rid of that. But ultimately, my dad wanted to go with this one because it looks nice. The only thing I'm gonna have to do is just get rid of that and fix the sticker residue. I haven't even opened this one yet besides the RAM door cover, so it's still fully intact. This one, however, is a different story. So opening this MacBook up reveals, oh, there's nothing there. So basically, the screen I actually cleaned off. I took out the RAM so I could work on it without the RAM being blah, blah, blah. And now I gotta take off the screen. Oh, here's the keyboard, if you were wondering, as well as the clicky button. So now I'm gonna have to, I already did take off the hinges one time. I never wanted to do it again because it was terrifying, and I didn't know if I wanted to get all of those cables out. There's so many cables coming out of that stupid tiny little hinge. I don't even know how I'm supposed to get them all back on. But at least opening the second one up will tell me what the specs are of it, if it's better or not, so we can just take the motherboard out of it and use that one as our main. Yeah, I don't really know. It's the same but different. They're both the same computer, but they've got different internals, like they're different revisions. Well, now that we're here, I'm starting to question if these two MacBooks are cross-compatible. I'm pretty sure they are. So that was a nightmare to get into, and I never want to do it again, but I'm gonna have to do it again to put it together. Well, I opened it up, and oh boy, am I proud that I did. So this is a MacBook, of course, and we were going, yeah, I say going, we were going to use this one because I thought it was in better condition, right? So the top, you know, it's fine. It's got those weird, it's like, I tried to make it look fine, but it's just not, it looks terrible. I tried to buff it out when there was those weird circle stains on top. Yeah, that didn't go over well with my dad. So he wanted the top that didn't have all the garbage on it, which just so happens to be this one. And I forgot to screw in that one all the way. That's fine. But so, since these both came from a school, I just kind of assumed, okay, they're gonna all have the same specs. Oh boy, was I wrong. So yeah, they both had 512 megs of RAM in them. Yeah, who would have figured. But I noticed that the layout of the chips was slightly different between the two. And then I opened this one up first, right? Yeah. You know, it's got an Intel Core 2 Duo, I don't know, T7200. Pretty standard stuff. And then I open up this guy. It's got an Intel Core 2 Duo 8100, which you saw for a second there before it got blurry. 8100. So this thing's got a 2.1 gigahertz processor. And I was going to swap the screen over to this one because I thought it was better. There's no... I mean, maybe I can swap it over because the bottom looks better. Because the bottom certainly looks better on that one. So I still think I am. Or maybe I could just swap this and the screen over here. Because this one's got the faster processor, this one's got the faster processor, so we have to use this one by default. So I'm going to have to put the 2 gigs of RAM in here, because a 2 gigahertz processor, it's fine, but we can take an upgrade and get. So 2.1 gigahertz, not that much, but it's a 0.1 gigahertz increase, and I assume that it's newer to some variety, since it has a faster processor, and it's got a slightly different layout, and on top of that, this is the keyboard that came with it. Another thing I was going to swap over, but I think... So I've thought about it, and so here's what I think I'm going to do. So, since I thought it was kind of stupid that I'm swapping over literally the entire computer besides just like the odds and ends ports and the bottom, I just think it's not really worth it just to get rid of this one mark, because besides that one mark, this thing on the bottom, this thing looks great. Well, you can't see it that much, but it looks great down there. The only thing I have to do is remove the void sticker. So I'm gonna get the tripod set up and fix all this garbage going on. We'll reassemble it. Update. It's 2 days later or something. I've lost track. It's 1 or 2 days later from the last clip. And yeah, you might have noticed I have this thing open again, even after I said I was going to put it back together. And I did. I put this fully back together with every single screw. I had to take them all back out again to get back into here. And you may be wondering, oh, why are you doing that? The display is fine. The keyboard is fine. The trackpad is fine. The RAM was fine. It booted up and I saw stuff on the screen. The combo drive works. Everything's fine. The reason why I took it apart is because this MacBook was having some issues. Not with the keyboard, not with the trackpad, not with the optical drive, but with the screen. I didn't even mention this, but I did get the battery, of course. It was at full charge when I got it today. Now it's at 2. So yeah, and I don't have a charger, so that's our main source of power for testing. So I put the battery in here. That's of course how I saw the screen work and everything. So everything works here, but on that machine, it's just the screen that's having a bruh moment. So I took this apart in hopes that I could, you know, put like this screen on that one. But the cables are actually different. They're like these weird thick cables, and the other one is like half of that size. So I have no idea how cross doing that would work. We'd have to get like wires and everything out, and I just don't really know about that. So instead of going with the 2.16 gigahertz model, I'm just gonna go with the 2 gigahertz. There's no, I mean, it's 0.1 gigahertz. They're both, I mean, the other one's slightly newer, but I mean, this is fine for what we're doing. So I'm just gonna put it back together, and this is going to be the main MacBook now. Yes, the one with the stains on top and all of its amazing glory. So I mentioned getting the battery. That's right here. But I didn't mention the second package I got, which just so happens to be the SSD. I guess I'll try to open this one-handed style here. This is not going to work. So here it is. It's a nice little SSD here, but it has the metal shielding on it here. So I'm also going to have to take that off. Here it is. Just get it out of the packaging one-handed finally. There we go. It's a SanDisk X110. Now, I don't exactly know where it says the capacity. 128 gigs. Now, the listing actually had a way different picture for this, but I got it for 20 bucks, so cheap SSDs for the win. Just put it on in here now. Click. It's nice. It's got a little bit of room to move around, but don't worry, that's where foam that came with the packaging comes into play. Ooh. Well, kind of makes it stay in place. So I think that's what I'm gonna use. Guess while we're at it, putting in the upgrades, I'll put in the upgraded cram from 1 gig to 2 gigs with two 1 gig sticks that we've got here. So I guess we'll put the first one in right here. Gotta kind of be using 2 hands for this, but there's the first one. And we do the second one in right here. So those are in. The foam things are there, which is good. There's a bunch of foam over here still. I guess we can plug in our keyboard now, which has that connector, which should go. Oopsies. Should go in right around right there. Alright, it's in. Cool. And then it should just slide into place. It's all back together. Finally got all the screws and the battery in place. Now it's time to test it and make sure it works. It definitely works. So this is very nice to know. How's the battery faring with all of this? Oh, okay. Now we've got to deal with installing macOS on this thing. Alright, so I moved location so I could talk a bit louder. I'm in my room now with a bunch of other laptops and stuff, but here's the MacBook. So yeah, here's the MacBook in all of its glory. You just saw it. Now we've got to deal with putting macOS on it. So, I have one disk, alright? It's in my disk cabinet thingy thing, whatever you want to call it. We've got Windows Me. Oh, OS X Tiger, okay. So this is my one and only disk for macOS 10 at least. I burned it in October, but I wrote down what it was in March. It says PowerPC on it, but maybe it'll be the version that supports Intel and PowerPC. I don't know. Boot it up. Put it on in. Hold in C. My finger's still on C. It's really starting to spin up now. It's really going wow, wow. It's going to be a bit more difficult than I once thought. So, I don't know if the disk drive's bad or anything. Let's use the good old iPhone to figure out our problem. So I'm bad at Macs, so I had to look up, how to use a Mac. So, Command R, start from built-in recovery partition, or whatever. Option or Alt, start. Oh, that's easy. All I gotta do is just hold in this. Let's start up. It's not gonna boot up, is it? Yeah. Okay. Well, I have an Option key right there, so we can try that. We have a mouse. Okay. This is better than nothing. I think it's still finding the devices. The sensitivity's rather low, and the pad itself is a little... yeah. So I've come to the conclusion now this isn't going to load. So what's my workaround for this? Well, I don't really have a workaround for the CD drive. In fact, I kind of want this to get out of here because it's not working. It's for PowerPCs. It's not going to work on Intel Macs. So this thing doesn't have any partition to boot to, of course. So we're going to have to put on an operating system, of course, of the macOS variety, because that's what my dad wants on here. And that's also what you kind of have to use on a Mac. Now this thing could probably handle Windows 10 just fine, albeit not with amazing graphical abilities. But it'll be fine at internet browsing jazz. But the latest macOS it natively supports is OS X Line from 2011. The last security update was 2014. That could have been the end of life update, or end of life altogether. I don't know. Well, let's just kill our buddy and close him up now. Check the battery. Still at 2. Alright, I'll take it. So, how are we going to do this? You're forgetting we've got USB on our side. We got a couple of options here. We got 16 gig, 128 gig, and somewhere around here I have a 1 gig drive. Here is our 1 gig drive. Coincidentally next to a CD and a floppy drive, or disk. Yeah, here's our 1 gig drive. So here we are in my operating system of choice, Windows 10, of course. And so in Windows 10, I'm not sure if it supports Apple systems, systems of partition, of course. But I could partition it to like a basic, I think it supports FAT32. Here's Discord. I figured that downloading that file is going to take way too long. And it is, because it has 4 hours left. Because my internet up here, not that great. So, I've my Power Mac G5 set up here with a bunch of garbage for school here. So, I think it's, yep, still hooked up to power. That's good. So, I have a DMG file of OS 10.5 Leopard on here. So my USB drive of choice is this 128 gigabyte USB drive, which is totally overkill. The most you'd probably ever need for an install USB is 8 gigs, and that's even pushing it. I'd say like 4 is okay for older operating systems, 8 for newer ones. Like OS 10.7, that requires an 8 gig drive. So here we are in my macOS 10.5 installation. So as you can see, it's got some old looking icons. We got the old iTunes logo, old iMovie, GarageBand logo, and basically a lot of old things. So if my mouse will still not be dead, here we are. My mouse is around here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Okay, so here's the mouse. Very nice feature. So over here you might have noticed a folder called DMG files, and that's my collection of DMG files I have acquired. Just make that full screen so we can see what's going on, or not. Like I said, I'm very limited in my knowledge of Macs, but the only Macs I have are this Mac, my dad's Mac, and these 2 MacBooks we just got. Alright, so here they are. We've got QuickTime, Nestopia, Final Cut Express, iMovie, and Combo Update. Well, we don't have OS 10.5 on here, do we? How unfortunate. So, I guess that plan was a fail. So I'm going to have to wait 3 to 4 hours for that other download to finish downloading. Alright, so rather than to keep on looking on the Power Mac G5 for an ISO of OS 10.5 Leopard, I decided to look to the place where I burnt that ISO, my old laptop. Looked in the downloads folder, lo and behold, there it was, macOS 10.5 Leopard. So I'm currently putting that on a USB, the 128 gigabyte one, so we can just lodge it in the USB port here, and hopefully by holding in Command on boot up, or Option, I think it's Option, we can boot up into 10.5. Now you gotta keep in mind, I don't have the charger for this thing. We are running off of solely battery power, as I said before. We still only got 2 out of the 5, so we're running on less than half battery power, and the charger isn't supposed to come until this Saturday, and it is currently Thursday, so we've got 2 days to run off this battery power, and I used up half of it trying to get the screen to work on the other one. Big problems. Big problems. Look at this graph. For some reason, its name is oh, it's gone now. But basically, we're copying all of my files from the drive to my desktop. Yes, it's named poop because the drive's letter is F, so like rip, poop, I don't know. So yeah, I wanted to put them all onto desktop because the file system of the USB drive is NTFS, and MacBooks can't read that because they're dumb. So I have to put it on the desktop so I can format it and put all the files back onto the USB. It's going to be quite the process we're going through. It's funny just how slow this is going. It's borderline not even 100 kilobytes per second. But it finally did it, and WinImage won't go away. So, I got the install folder, and I just kind of dragged onto the USB because burning programs just weren't working. Don't know why I couldn't talk there. But, yeah, so now it's here, so just here it is with all the good files on it. MacBook, at long last. If this works, we will be making history here. Alright, there's the USB in the drive. This will be a test if the ports work, because we kind of need that. Alright, close up, holding an option. There we go. So as soon as we see a mouse cursor, we should be go. We should be go. I don't know if it even supports USB booting. I probably should have checked this before we started the process of doing this. We've been waiting here for around 5 minutes now, and nothing popped up. So our last option didn't work. So we're going to have to go the way of putting the ISO on the USB, and then bringing the USB over to the G5, and burning the ISO onto the disk. Oh, wait a second, the G5 doesn't support ISOs. Now doesn't it? So this was all just a complete waste of time. Well, plug the USB in, and disk insertion. The disk you inserted was not available, there was a read to ignore. Alright, so what am I supposed to do, huh? Initialize? I don't want to do that. After hours of trying, I put it onto a USB using my Power Mac G5 running Leopard. It took forever because it was a G5, of course, burning onto a USB. But we're finally loading into Snow Leopard, because from there you can just upgrade to Lion somewhat easily. Anyway, I know that it works. I'm just going to come back and do it in the morning because the battery's going to run out, and I don't want to deal with that right now, and it's 11:30, so bedtime. It's 10:30, I'm back. My camera's got 18 minutes left of battery life, so let's try to... And the MacBook also only has 2 out of the 5 dots of battery life, so we gotta get this done. So here's our install USB for 10.6 Snow Leopard. Power button, command, or is that option? That's the option. So here it is. I was so happy yesterday at like 11 o'clock when this popped up, because it took forever for it to load and I didn't want it to just be for nothing. So luckily, as I said before, we're using an SSD as well as a USB instead of a hard drive and an optical drive, so this should be loads faster than how it would have been with the original install disk and a hard drive in here. And here we are, Snow Leopard installer. Kinda looks like the normal Leopard installer because Snow Leopard is just Leopard but without support for PowerPC Macs. At least that's what I think it is, because that's pretty much what it is. Use English. Now, I'm pretty sure the computers at my elementary school were either iMac G5s or the first iteration of the Intel iMac, because they were the polycarbonate iMacs, and they were all on Leopard, or Snow Leopard. That's why I'm still confused. So up here, it gives us like a definite battery indicator, and we are at, how much percent? It doesn't tell us, it just says we're low. Oh boy. I guess we can check about this Mac, because I don't know anything, or not. Okay, install Mac OS 10. Well, like, I need to do like some partition thingy things. Disk utility. Okay, we're making things. Alright, so here in disk utility, that's where we can do partition things. So we have a 128GB SSD in here. So yeah, that's all fine and dandy, right? Well, we're not going to be able to use the whole 128GB yet until we're in Lion. And Lion's the next version up from Leopard, or Snow Leopard. And Snow Leopard's version up from Leopard, blah, 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 blah. So what I'm going to do, right? So here's our flash drive that I named Bruh, but here's our SSD up here, right? So it should be completely empty. Yep, completely empty. So I'm going to add 2 partitions. So we have 1 and we have 2. Second partition does not have to be this big. I'm just going to make it 10 gigs so we can fit the entire installer for Lion on here. 10 gigs, yep. So we have our line installer and our actual OS that we've got going on. So I'm just going to name this. I'm going to name it 10.7 because I don't know if we'll be able to go through this partitioning again until we're in 10.7, and I don't want to erase our install that we've got going on. Alright, it says we're at 28%. That gave us finally a definite answer. So we've got macOS Extended Journaled. So that's cool. Apply. Are you sure you want to make the partition that thing? I'm just going to rename this partition to the installer's name. Alright, so we've got macOS 10.7 installer and macOS 10.7. So we got our two partitions going on. So now we can just apply that. Are you sure you want it? Yep. Just partition it. Look at how fast that was. That was fast. That was really fast. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we can just... do we have to select, like, which one we want? Ooh, let me just read all that real quick. Alright, we're ready to go, because I read it all. Okay. You choose the disk where you want to install macOS 10, not the installer, but macOS 10.7. And just install. Your computer is not connected to a power source. We're going off of 27% of battery power right now. It's gonna be really a journey until we get our charger. We got 31 minutes. We've gone down by 1% in the last 3 minutes. So, let's see. We're gonna go down to 17% by doing this. I hope. It says we've gone into the red of battery power, which is 23%. And you can hear, I don't know if you can hear that, but the fan ramped up. Now this would really be helpful if we had some thermal paste to not only avoid thermal throttling, but to avoid loud fans and maybe a little bit more performance. I ordered some thermal paste. I have no time frame of when it's arriving. It's just supposed to be here by the 18th of May, which, when I'm recording this, is 3 days away. So I like the screen when it's like this, so I can save power, of course, but then it just goes black, and then I'm scared that it's not doing anything, but it's doing stuff. But I want to see what it's doing. Our battery went from 15% to 7% in a matter of like 1 minute. I let it go into sleep mode for a couple seconds. Boom, 7%. Keeps on saying I'm running on reserve battery power. But we're so close, just let us do it. It says 11 minutes, but that's not 11 minutes, it's like 1 minute. 10 minutes left for that. 10 minutes left for that. Really? Yeah. Yeah, I doubted that. Install succeeded. macOS 10 was installed on your macOS 10.7 disk. This computer might restart. Oh, must restart. Okay, restart. So we're running off the SSD now. Straight to the Apple. It was a lot faster than running off the USB, but the USB was USB 3, this computer only has USB 2, so gotta go with what you gotta go with. Welcome. Well, I have no idea how much battery we're running off of. Continue. Select your keyboard, US. Sure thing. Do you already own a Mac? No. I don't. I don't own a Mac. I think we've done it. I think we're in. Have we made it to macOS? We made it! Oh, yeah. We're still running on reserve battery power. Let's check how much battery we actually have going for us. 18 minutes remaining? 18 minutes remaining? What? Or is that 18 seconds? Is that 18 seconds? Well, I'm gonna go with percentage. Oh, we got 9%. What? So So we've got some handy dandy applications going on down here. So we are connected to the internet on this MacBook, so we can go over to Safari. How do you Mac again? Ah, right. You have to drag it from the corner. Very intuitive and not counterintuitive at all. Well, I can handle the Apple website just fine on Safari. So let's go to, I don't know. It's got YouTube already there. Your browser's out of date. What are you, stupid? I'm not going to update my browser yet. I'm on 8% power right now. You take me for a moron? Hey, here's my channel. Let's watch my latest video. I have a problem.
You tell me this whole time I've been using just regular old Scotch tape to fix my bricks to my door jambs? It's gonna be a revelation. Oh! Shoot! Oh!
Been sitting here for just a little while and hasn't loaded. So I think what we're gonna have to do is go with the only what a normal person would do. Go over here and just search up Chrome. Now, software updates for this computer are ready to be installed. I got whoa! 1%! Where did that come from? We're just at 7. Okay, no more Safari. Let's go to About This Mac because I wanted to know. Mac OS 10.6.3, 2 GHz Core 2 Duo, 2 gigs of startup disk, yeah, I was about to say. So it says 2010 Apple Inc. Even though this operating system came out in 2009, I think. Whatever. Well, we should probably get going because we've got 1% left, but yeah, we should probably get going. Well, I guess without anything else to do with 1% of battery, can't really install 10.7 with 1% of battery, so we should probably just and that's that! We've gotten 10.6 installed in here, but that's all we can do for now. Here's the poop stain. But we gotta wait until I have the charger to install 10.7, because I don't want to corrupt anything, because then we'll have to install all over again. And let me mind you, I'm still waiting for the O key, and I'm also waiting for thermal paste, so that way the system runs a little bit more cool, and we can squeeze a little bit performance per watt out of this thing. So, I'll be back once the charger arrives, if it does arrive today. And if it doesn't arrive today, well then, I'll just cry. I'll just cry. Here we are again, on the Mac. And well, Mac OS 10.6. Mac OS 10.6.3. It took me a minute there. Has fully been installed and ready for use. We're not going to stop there. We want to put 10.7 Lion on here. We got the charger, so that's how it's back to 96%. So I'm not really an expert at this. So we go to the App Store and update it from there. Going back to the classic Safari now, we're going to have to go and download macOS 10.6.8 to go to 10.7. I don't know if we can go directly to 10.7 from 10.6.3. 0 results found. 10.6.8. Go. Snow Leopard, Wikipedia. How do I update my limit? How do I update? Alright. 10.6.8. Update. Go. How do I update my... Bruh. 10.6.8 update for Mac. Download free. Latest version. Update from Mac OS 10, 10.6 to the latest version. Let me just get 10.7 on here. So site might be in Russian. We're gonna have to go with the USB route for this one. Installing updates for whatever.com. Okay. It's gonna take a while. But you know it's not gonna take a while? You know, it is gonna take a while. Downloading OS 10.7.5 Lion is gonna take a while. So I'm just gonna start that and cut to when I finally get it. back we are, and I'm starting to question whether or not we needed that second partition, because I think we can just boot it up from here. Yeah, macOS Lion. So, set up the installation of macOS 10.7. Click continue. You better bet I'm gonna click continue. Oh yeah, I am. So basically what they want you to know is to click agree. I've read. Of course I read it. Your power is not connected to a computer. This could completely ruin our installation that we've got No, cancel. Don't. Okay, so it said it was going to reboot automatically. That's a big no-no here, because I just mounted the DMG file. So I kind of need it to be on the computer and not on the dinky USB drive. So it's going to take some time. So we're going to have to unmount this by doing control-click, or option-click, control-click, yeah, control-click. Disk utility, my man. Okay, so we're gonna go over to macOS 10.7 installer and gonna restore it. So the image we're gonna use is the DMG file that is on the USB stick already. I just so happened to find the 10.7.3 DMG instead of just the regular 10.7. Ooh, what a difference. Drag that over here. Dragged and restore. Are you sure you want to do this? Yeah, I'm sure. Oh my god, this is going to be so much faster than it was on the G5. It said right there, estimated time instead of 4 minutes. You know what it said? It said 30 minutes. You know how long it took? An hour. It finished. What a good thing. So, blue USB drive. Oh right, I forgot. I need to eject things on Mac. My bad. 10.7 installer, the drive that we just created. So if we go on over to Documents, oh, you know what we need? We need the Finder. Woo! Okay, so here in Finder we can do OS 10 install ESD. Oh. So it renamed it. Okay, well, that's fine. OS 10 Lion. I wonder here. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of doing this, I'm going to actually shut down the computer. And I'm going to see if we can boot from it. Because as long as we can boot from it, from the boot menu at least, we'll be fine. Here it goes. I'm holding the DAP button. This is Bing. No Apple logo yet. Oh! That's what I like to see. So we've got EFI boot and 10.7. More like EFI boot. Ha 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 ha. Spinning wheel, spinning wheel. Oh. Ooh. Nice background. It's looking different from 10.5 and 10. Ooh. macOS 10 utilities. Reinstall macOS 10. I guess we'll hit that because there's no real, like, I don't know, let's just say install button. Continue. Well, I don't have to read it twice. You don't gotta tell me twice. Oh yeah. Disagree is highlighted by default. This disk is locked. Yeah, no poop, it's locked. You're reading off of that disk. You can't. Your computer is not gonna. You already. So I can already tell that there is a slight UI difference here. The buttons that we've seen, those buttons, are different. But not only that's different, but the select buttons are a tad wee bit different. Oh, we got the pinwheel. Anyway, it's advanced that much in so little time. Oh, you know what? You can see the UI right here. See how curved the edges are? Like, not that much, right? That's the UI difference, I think, because before it would be, like, rounded. So yeah, essentially we're running a 2014 operating system, because that's when it was discontinued. So I'll take it. It's only 6 years ago. It's not that out of date. Seems fine to me. Really ramping up those fans there. Kind of getting hot. This won't be a problem once we get that thermal paste, and once we get the O key. Rip O key. It's still having a panic attack. Oh, the classic 16 seconds remaining. Oh, 1 second. 0 seconds remaining. 0 seconds remaining. It just rebooted. Yup, it just rebooted. So here we are booting into Lion on the main drive, I think. Unless it's booting back into EFI again. I'm gonna have to tell it otherwise. Stop it, Mac. Yeah, there we go. So now it's actually installing it. So it's installing macOS on the disk, macOS 10.7. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is more like it, 35 minutes. So while this does this for 35 minutes, I'm just going to edit this video for 35 minutes. We're almost there. We are almost there. We are almost there. We got less than a minute left. It's been at this stage for well over a minute now. So it's... Ah, yes! Ah, yes. We got the green question. That's a question mark. Oh, it rebooted. Oh, it rebooted. Are we in macOS 10.7 now? Don't tell me. Don't tell me we're in macOS 10.7. I want to be surprised. We made it. Oh, wow. iCloud. No. Well, it kept my account and everything. That's good. It got rid of everything up there. It's kind of see-through. Mouse pointer. Fade in. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we are now running officially 10.7.3 2 GHz Core 2 Duo on macOS 10.7. This is great. We've achieved our goal. Not only have we installed macOS on here, we installed the latest version it supports. So I guess the next step we can do is install the latest iTunes and the latest FaceTime and all that. But you know, I think just getting here in itself is a feat of its own. So there's 2 update buttons. Why are there 2 update buttons? Whoa, that's blurry. Oh. Okay. Well, you can see automatically here. I don't know if I showed you the App Store on macOS 10.5 or 10.6, but there were no logos anywhere. There was no header. At least on 10.7, you can see things. 10.13 or later. Yeah, right. Let's get Chrome up and running and install Minecraft, because that is my life's goal. Running Minecraft on a Mac. The O key is still missing. Google Chrome browser, do more with Chrome. Haha, Chrome. So you're telling me that macOS 10.7 still supports the latest version of Chrome? Is this true? Is this how you install things? They can't do that by itself. Macs can't do that by they can't drag themselves to the applications folder. SMH my head. If we go over to applications, whoa, forgot it did that. Chrome. Nah, no, no Chrome. Okay. Oh, it's still indexing. Applications. Google Chrome. Let's just drag that to where Safari is. Give it a permanent spot on the dock. Control click this. Quit it. Just drag it on over. Let's just delete Safari. Gone. Well, now that we've got Chrome, we haven't tested it. Does it work? Google Chrome. On your marks. No, we don't get any of that. Okay. Let's delete that. Delete that. Google Chrome is an application downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Are you stupid? Yes, it's Google Chrome. We're almost there. Yes, start Google Chrome. Okay, well, had to be brutal about it, didn't you? So it just kind of told me straight up, we're not supported anymore. That's kind of sad, but you know who doesn't care? Me. Google Chrome. We got Google Chrome. We got Google Chrome. We did it. We got Google Chrome. We got the modern Chrome going on here. YouTube.com. YouTube, get by hashtag with me. Unnecessary use of hashtags. Excuse me. Okay. Well, there's my name. Of course, we had to be deadly specific about it. Let's test out I have a problem. This time on 1.7 or 10.7. Let's see, can I handle YouTube at 720? At least 720? It can. This is very nice. Who is this? So if we can handle 720p video, I mean, what's next? Minecraft or death? Let's go with Minecraft. I've done this a lot of times on Windows computers. You just gotta hit buy and then sign in and then it's free. That's what I always do. Or I didn't even have to because it went too fast. SSDs, I tell you, they perform it. Whoa, that's a custom install screen. Minecraft applications. Is this how you install everything on macOS? You just do it like that? This application requires macOS 10.9 or later. Had a good run, boys. macOS 10, 10.7.3. The last version that the MacBook 1,1, that's a lie. The last version that the MacBook 2,1, 3,1, and 4,1 all shared. The 1,1, lame. It's really lame. It only supported 10.6. Really lame. So yeah, we got 10.7 working here. This is still in the trash can. I guess the final thing we can do to end off this video is just do what I like to call macOS nostalgia. Going over to screensaver. That's what I like to do. Just test it. Oh, brightness, you're in the way, you stupid. So, we've finally done it. The video has ended. So here's a little bit of an aftermath here. So, this is the finalized MacBook that we took all the time of installing macOS 10 on. It has the battery and everything. When you power it on, it goes bong and powers up to macOS 10.7.5 Lion. It's got a battery and everything. And we got a charger. So now that we don't have two batteries, but I had an extra hard drive laying around, some extra RAM, decided to throw a copy of 10.7.5 Lion on here. So we've got two MacBooks with Lion on it. So you may be wondering, oh, well, you were talking about earlier how one MacBook was not like the other. And you're completely right. One MacBook isn't like the other. So here's the specification here for the first one, the one that we are using here. As you can see, I put iLife on here with iMovie, GarageBand, iPhoto, and iDVD. Updated iTunes, and got Zoom on here because it still supports 10.7, which is really nice. But yeah, it's a 13-inch mid-2007, 2 GHz Core 2 Duo, 2 gigs memory, the upgraded that we upgraded. 10.7.5 Lion, 64 megabytes of video RAM. This screen, as you can see, has a little bit of a bright spot and then a dark spot, and another dark spot and a light spot, and the middle is just kind of dark, and then there's this little thing over there. So the screen's not that great, and the screens aren't cross-compatible as established earlier, so we really only stick with what we got. And also this clicky button is not clicky. So here it is, about this Mac, more info. So Lion's requirements are a 2 gigs of RAM in it, and as you can see, this thing is a lot slower with the mechanical hard drive. So yeah, it's a MacBook from early 2008. 2.1 GHz processor, 2.5 gigs of RAM. I put a 2-stick and then a 512 stick I already had in here for testing. And yeah, as you can see, it has a 1.44 megabyte video card in here, which is the GMA X3100 instead of the 950 that was in here. And this is gonna really be the breaking point where we learn things. We established that this is a MacBook 2,1. I thought, you know, me being me, that the other MacBook would be a 3,1, right? Well, as you can see here, it's a 2,1 for the original one that I said was a 2,1. This one over here is a 4,1. So this, I thought it was a late 2008 model, and it was. It says early 2008, even though it was manufactured in August, and like August was like in the latter half of the year. So yeah, I just thought that was a bit strange. So yeah, that's that. But the conclusion to the video, the stupid O key. So I bought another one for $2, and it came with a thing to go along with it, like the actual mechanical switch, but we already have it here. So now it's time to finally complete this MacBook by adding the O key. Just drop it into place here. Click it on down if that's how it works. Okay, change the mechanism, and now I think we're ready. The O key! We have the O key! Yes! We've done it. Now I can type on the entire QWERTY keyboard on OS 10.7, even though I already was on this MacBook. Yes. Well, so, it took me, I don't know, around half an hour to get that stupid key in, because this mechanism, it just was not cutting it. It just didn't. It was like a replacement mechanism for a replacement key, and that's the reason why that key was missing, because it was a replacement key and it just was bad. So, this MacBook, I could redo the thermal paste. Actually, you know what? I am going to redo the thermal paste because this isn't screwed in. So this is the MacBook that we're going to be keeping, and I'm going to have to do thermal paste. I'm doing it off camera because it's kind of boring. I have to do it here too. Look at this Epic MagSafe. Look at that. Yeah, this one works. It just needs to be plugged in because we don't have a battery for it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next Friday, where I think I'm doing another Mac related video. So have a Shrekable day, I guess.